Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USPTO, từ Helium 10, từ Triangle Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
Today in our monthly live training with Ask Me Anything, I go over 4 data points that 99% of your competitors are not using, and I also answer all of your recent questions live on the show. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Are you a YouTube vlogger, blog writer, course creator, or other kind of influencer or educator? Maybe you just have a network of people interested in e-commerce. Did you know that you can earn commissions of 25% for life for everyone that you refer to Helium 10? We've got many partners earning hundreds, even thousands of dollars monthly in commission from Helium 10's partnership program. If you'd like to join our affiliate partner program, please go to h10.me/crush it and tell them you heard about it from the podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our monthly Ask Me Anything that actually goes live to our Serious Sellers Club members. Gives you a little taste of what we do inside our Serious Sellers Club every week. We're going to be going over some pretty cool stuff today. That's mainly going to be about some data points that a lot of sellers are not using. You know, even sellers that have Helium 10. You know, obviously, it seems like everybody nowadays is using Helium 10, right? But these are some things that in my kind of studies, I guess you can say, or my networking, I definitely know that a lot of sellers are not using. So, anyways, we are talking today about unique data points. All right, and one of them, to be honest, I was like planning to kind of talk about this more on the special episode 500 of the podcast. You know how we always do the big numbers. I'm actually flying to the Maldives to do it, so talk about how it affects the Maldives honeymoon period. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this group a treat. We're going to talk, but we're not going to wait till October. Episode 500 is not happening until October. We're going to go through this. We're going to go through this, a little bit of it now. I'm not going to spill the whole beans, but probably, you know, I don't want to give false hope or here or anything, but this is it's going to end up being a pretty impactful, if not epic, game-changing thing to look at that nobody is looking at right now because of the way the Amazon algorithm has kind of adapted over time. It's a completely unique way to really kind of understand why your products aren't getting PPC impressions, why you can't seem to rank for new products or even mature products where you just, you're converting well, but for some reason, Amazon does not show you highly for this keyword. You know, I'm going to show you a way how to know if that happens. So what I'd like to do, I want this to be your show too. So throw me something in the chat, and there's like a 30-second delay here. Throw me something in the chat that I can look up, just so you know that this is something that works across the board. I don't want you to think like I prepared some special. If I don't get anything good, I'll just go ahead and do like the coffin shelf or something. But show me something, that a product that you guys want me to look up. Rolando says Beats by Dre. All right, he's like, hey, I'm gonna be a one-piece seller. Sell Beats by Dre. Do they have Beats by Dre on Amazon? Probably do. Acrylic shelf designers. Unfortunately, I can't copy ASINs. So I wouldn't be able to do that one because I can't even copy that. I'm not going to try and type that in. Let me look up this acrylic. Hold on. Let me look up acrylic shelf dividers. Let me see. Okay. We'll go ahead and do this. Acrylic shelf dividers. All right. Let's see let's maybe pick one of the ones that's a top seller. So I'm going to run X-ray on this page. Okay, let's see if I didn't even check if there's any BSR here. Okay, it looks like there is BSR. Excellent. Let's see. One of the top sellers looks like this Himdivore clear acrylic shelf dividers. They might be doing up to 2,000 units a month. Let's go ahead and pull them up in Cerebro. And let's just say that, let's just set some context here. Let's just pretend that maybe, I'm an acrylic shelf divider seller, and I just want to get some more insights into the niche and into my top competitor. So we're going to go ahead and run that in Cerebro. All right, so now we pulled it up into Cerebro. Now, the first thing that I think that people are not looking at, again, you guys know how to do Cerebro. We're not here to just like, hey, how to use Cerebro. We're trying to find unique data points here, right? The first thing that I want to show you guys is the match type, all right? Did you know that we are showing all of these other situations? What about, let's say, Amazon's Choice? All right, they have not shown up in Amazon's Choice. Now, what is Amazon's Choice? This is not necessarily that they're Amazon's Choice for a specific keyword, but what happens is if you go to the search results, do you guys see these special widgets here? It looks like search results, but it's really kind of like a sponsored, all right? And the reason you know it's sponsored is because it tells you right here under highly rated, for example, that these are sponsored results, all right? So there's different widgets that show up in search results, and one of them is an Amazon's Choice. And as you can see, this keyword doesn't seem to have an Amazon's Choice widget. It has a highly rated widget, all right? So that's one of them. Other ones that have showed up in the past that aren't showing up anymore is like editorial recommendations. So let's see if we can pull up highly rated. And this product here has shown up on 26 different search results for highly rated. All right, so like maybe I'm looking at numbers, maybe in search query performance, right? I'm looking at maybe this is my own product. I'm looking at numbers in PPC, and I'm just wondering, like, where is this product? You know, this product is getting 2,000 sales, but the numbers don't add up. Well, remember from our search query performance webinar last week, highly rated is not showing up. So if somebody were to type in acrylic shelf dividers, right, and they actually choose one of these products and take a look, right? Take a look that this product is right in there. I think this is the Humivore. I'm pretty sure that's the product we were looking at. Or is it ends in K? Nope, 6.2. They're not in there right now. They were in there before. If somebody clicks on this, this is not going to show up in Search Query Performance. It's not going to show up in Product Opportunity Explorer. All right. So like any sales that come from here, the seller themselves wouldn't know about it. You as a competitor obviously wouldn't know about it. But that's why you can use Cerebro to look at this. Where are they showing up for in highly rated? Let's take a look if there are more for if they are doing sponsored brand headers. You guys know what that is, right? That is what you see at the very top right here. All right. So right now, the one that's showing up for is this, So Ye brand. But if I look at Cerebro, I can sell, well, now I know there's sponsored brand header strategy. I mean, I'm not even sure. I don't think that they're just, doing, that much broad here. There's only 69 keywords that they have showed up for in sponsored brand header. And you could almost, guys, look at this. You can almost reverse engineer what their target is for sponsored brand headers. If they're doing phrase, it looks like they're doing phrase and they're doing broad. One of the two. For closet dividers. Do you see how many keywords say closet and divider? Look at that. Like just by one click, I haven't even like filtered anything else after this. I can now tell that they're running a broad match or phrase match campaign in sponsored brand headers for closet divider as a root word. That's crazy. This just shows you, it looks like they also have one shelf divider potentially is a broad match that they are doing. So I can directly see what exactly is going on with their sponsored brand header strategy, right? So this is like stuff like, tell me right now, has any of you ever just run your competitor and run sponsored brand header to reverse engineer what words they're targeting for their brand? Probably not, right? Maybe only a couple of you. If you have, then great. If you haven't, then you just learned something valuable. And then remember, again, this is something that is not counted in Amazon metrics as far as search query performance. The only way that you would know if somebody is getting clicks on this is by looking at this like, hey, where are they spending heavily on, right? Because these sales do not show up in search query performance. All right, what else can we look up here? We can look up sponsored brand video. Like, are they running video ads? I don't know. All right, look at this. No data came up. So what do we learn now? Hey, this competitor, despite being number one in the niche, they do not seem to be running sponsored brand video ads. So there's one thing that I can beat them on, right? If I'm running sponsored brand video, now I know, hey, this is nice. I don't have to compete with the number one seller in this niche on video because they don't seem to be running video. Let's look up another thing that people are not looking for enough, in my opinion, is the historical trend. This is for diamond members, all right? So before, this is only for elite members. So very few of you, like Rolando and a couple others had access to this, but look at the seasonality of their keyword reach and their sponsored reach. So let's go ahead and show historical trend, and let's look up. Very interesting. You can go back. We can go back 2 years. We can go back 2 years here and take a look at the orange that you guys are seeing is their organic reach. So we see that these guys peak in September. So we have September that we're just about upon us. Now we know, like, hey, looks like they go pretty hard in September and October for their organic keywords that they are ranking for. And you can kind of see why. I know this is kind of small for some of you guys watching this on video right now, but do you see how this purple increases in September and October? The purple indicates how many sponsored keywords that they are showing up for. So it looks like these guys spend, I'm just looking at one chart here, guys. It looks like they are spending more in PPC in September and October, right? At least that's what they did last year. And then what that added spend did, like, you can just see, look at August. They were only showing up for 200 keywords in PPC for regular sponsored products. That jumped up to 500 in September. And it looks like 400 in October. And then for some reason, come November, it goes way down. They were only showing up for 100 keywords in sponsored ads. So now I'm looking at this and I can kind of like prepare for Q4 a little bit. All right, if this is the number one player, this is who I'm competing with, maybe I'm going to save my spend in September and October and go hard in November during, peak Christmas shopping season when he's holding back. Or I could look at it opposite. Maybe I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe he's trying to get ranked for keywords and going hard on sponsored ads before those keywords jump up in volume. But guess what, guys? This is not a guessing game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly. I'm going to choose September, and I'm going to look at Cerebro as of September 2022. All right. I want to see what he is ranking for completely. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and look at his sponsored rank. Where was he ranking highly for in sponsored keywords in the month of September 2022? And let's give it some search volume. Let's give it at least like 200 search volume. Let's take a look. All right, so take a look here. These are keywords that he was, I put 1 to 10. Let's go really to the ones that he was showing up for in top of search. Let's go 1 to 5 in sponsored keywords. And now right here, I have the 66 keywords. He was either doing a top of search bid modifier to get to the top of page, or he was just doing a super high bid last year, right? And then I can kind of see right here, which ones did that help get him organic rank? And look at this. There are some keywords here. Look at this, shelf dividers. He was going hot and heavy on this keyword. 18,000 search, 17,000 search volume. He was #1 sponsored and #1 in organic rank for that time period. All right. Maybe I'm wondering, hey, did this get him to be one of the top clicked or top purchased? I don't need to guess. Let's look into the brand analytics. It's right here. This is another one of the 4 things that people are not looking at. All right, we've gone through 3 of them now. I'm going to hit this ABA total click share, which is 18.8%. I'm going to click this, and I want to go back to September of 2022. All right. Let's look up week by week on September of 2022. And let's go to the end of September. All right. So here we go. Week by week, what were the top products picked? All right. In the very beginning of September, he was not one of the top clicked. All right. But look at this, guys. This is crazy. I love it. Well, I got to hide my face here because my face is blocking this. Hold on. Let me see if I can switch views here. You guys can't see this. How do I switch views? Hold on. There we go. Now you guys can see it. Do you guys see this here on the bottom left? After a couple weeks of heavy PPC spend, the week of September 16th, 2022, who was the #1 clicked ASIN for this keyword? Right here. Humidifor Clear Acrylic Shelf Dividers, the product that we are looking at now. So he went from not even being in the top 3 to the top 3. The next week, week 18 to 24, he was still #1. He increased his conversion share to 14%. Out of all the purchases that happened for this keyword, this guy had 14% of all the sales. And then the next week after that, the very end of the month, that going to October, you can kind of see he dialed back a little bit, and now he became the third biggest seller, right? Now let's see what about right now, like the last 3 months. What if I want to see what happened in July? Take a look right here. This is what showing what is going on here in July, or last month, July, right? Now we're pretty much in September. In July 2023, he was the #1 clicked product, and it was almost all organic. Look at his sponsored rank average was 15, meaning he was showing up at the bottom of page 1, maybe top of page 2 in sponsored results. So could this be why he focuses so much in September and October? Maybe he's got some data that says, you know, like I could be the top clicked one without having to do sponsored ads too much in the month of July. All right. Look at this. In May, going back 2 months, in May, he wasn't even advertising for this keyword. He wasn't even doing a sponsored ad for this product in the month of May, but he still was able to maintain click share of 20%. This is the power of this information, guys. We're taking brand analytics, which is directly from the horse's mouth, directly from Amazon, and comparing it to Helium 10 data, which shows organic rank and sponsored rank, to reverse engineer this competitor's strategy. All right. So guys, this is available for the Diamond plan and above. So if you guys, I hope you guys can see this. If you can't really see the value of this, then I'm not sure you guys are putting your best foot forward, because if you understand Amazon and understand the power of looking at what competitors do, you probably are sitting there like, wow, this is kind of like mind-blowing what is possible. This is stuff that you couldn't even dream about doing 2-3 years ago, because this data just wasn't around either from Amazon or from Helium 10. Now, this wasn't the complete kind of like a mind-blowing thing. The thing that I'm going to be focusing on, guys, in my episode 500, one of the things is what's called that first thing I showed you, the Amazon recommended. Take your top product, your top ASIN, find your top ASIN, copy it, and run a new Cerebro search for it. I went to match type, and I hit Amazon recommended. Okay. And then I hit apply filters. If you have a mature product, it should be like 1,000, kind of like this product has been around for 2 years. All right. Now I want you to click the Amazon recommended rank column. Click the Amazon recommended rank. So now it should rank it from 1 and going on. All right. Now, this is what is critical, guys. Let me explain what we're looking at right here. Helium 10 is the only place where you can get this right now. This is showing you what, according to the Amazon scoring system, what Amazon advertising views as the keywords most relevant to this product. Now, this is not Helium 10 hacking, this user's account, but there's a back end thing that Helium 10 has access to, and we've had access to this for years, and we've shown it for years, but this has kind of been a sleeper thing here. But this is what is going to show you how Amazon views your product. All right. So tell me, guys, in your top, let's say 20 keywords here, do you see keywords that are super hyper relevant to your product? Let's take a look at this product. Again, I've never looked at this product before today. These are acrylic shelf dividers. Look at the #1 keyword that Amazon thinks is relevant. Closet shelf. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This is for closet shelves. Closet organization, #2. Shelf divider, #3. Office shelf. Bedroom organization, acrylic shelf divider. I think that was the keyword that that literally was the keyword that we used to find this product. All right. So now it's like, okay, these people or this product, Amazon is really showing, kind of well, it really understands this product.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Scout cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO. Tôi Helen Ten, tôi chơi Go Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem thêm thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
I'm going to go a lot deeper into this, guys, but I have been testing this and crazy stuff. This has not always been the case. Otherwise, I would have made it more of a big deal about this before, but the Amazon algorithm has changed in the last, it's always changing, but it has, this aspect of it has really changed where this Amazon recommended rank, which is based on an Amazon data point. This is not some Helium 10 estimation or algorithm or something. It is highly predictive of the kind of success you're going to have with either PPC impressions or even ranking organically after interactions. And here's the one thing. It's a little hint. This is almost too much information I'm giving out. Have any of you ever had trouble ranking for a keyword where it's like, hey, this keyword is the #1, like maybe not #1, but this keyword is super, super important to me. And I know I'm getting sales from it, but I can't get past like page or position 10 on page 1. I can't get past position 20. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm like one of the top ones. Check what your Amazon recommended rank is for that keyword. And if it's below 10 or something, maybe it's something like 25 or 30 or even worse. That's the answer right there of why maybe you're having trouble ranking. All right, so there's 4 things that we went over today. I think that most of you, none of you are using all of them. A couple of these, maybe some of you guys have. But #1, look at the other placements in sponsored and just other widgets that you or your competitors are coming up with, being sponsored brand video, a sponsored brand header ads, the Amazon's Choice widget, the highly rated widget. It'll give you a more holistic view of where your competitors are showing up, where you are showing up in search results, that things like search query performance is not going to give you any data on. #2, take a look at the historical ranks of your competitors' products and your products. Where were you? What do they do on a historical basis of where they're concentrating their PPC spend, where they are, how many keywords they're ranking for organically month by month over the last 2 years. And then the third thing that we went through today was this Amazon recommended rank to see how Amazon thinks that how relevant you are for the keywords that you think and that you are relevant for. These are all super important things that I think not enough people are looking at. How many, or that's actually 4 things I mentioned there, but do that and you get a leg up on the competition, especially now coming into Q4. Super important to do these things in Q4 and looking at it from a historical viewpoint too, because now you want to know what your competitors do differently. What they're doing right now, August, September, is not the exact same strategy. I mean, how many of you guys just don't do anything in Q4? Like maybe some of you guys, you're not in a niche that has a lot of gift giving or new keywords. Okay, maybe you guys aren't doing much, but I would say 90% of you guys probably add some Christmas related keywords, or you add some other targets in there, right? So this is going to be critical for you guys to be able to reverse engineer what your competitors are doing during this time period. All right, now we're going to open this up to questions that any of you guys have. But this is what we do every week, 52 weeks a year. One question is best way to increase reviews. Easiest way, guys, is Helium 10 follow-up and then setting the request a review template. All right. That's just my go-to. Now, back in the day, I used to make custom emails. And they were really great. But then what happens is Amazon, even though emails are totally fine, they just get bent out of shape over some minor thing, which is not, in any way against terms of service, but to whatever bot that Amazon is using, it just thinks that it is. And so it would like sometimes suspend me for sending messages for like 30 days, or not me, but other people. So for me, just so I can sleep at night and I don't have to worry about ever getting suspended, I only use the Amazon request a review template that is inside of Helium 10 follow-up. And then I set it to after how many days the order goes. So like, let's just say I've got a supplement. Well, I don't want that email to go out right away. So I set it like, hey, send this 20 days after the product was ordered, send this request a review out. All right. If I've got like some party supply, which I do have a lot of like straws and stuff like that, I'll put that a little bit sooner. I'll be like, send this 7 days after the item was ordered, send this request a review out, or 8 days. All right. So easiest way to increase reviews, because it's completely free if you have Helium 10. And all levels of Helium 10 have that. Platinum, Diamond, Elite. All right. Any other Helium 10 related questions I can get to before we get going here? What is the normal rate conversion for review? All right. So you're probably, in follow-up, you can actually kind of see like what kind of rating you guys get, review rating in there, right? So it varies by product. I can do the same exact strategy for 2 different products, and it's going to show different. It's going to show different things. Like I had one for an egg tray that I used to get 1 rating for every 5 orders. It was insane, right? That's just like unheard of, crazy. And all I was doing was a request a review, right? Other products get 1 out of every 10, ratings, right? Other products go 1 out of every 25. All right. If you're 1 out of every 100, if you can only get 1 rating out of every 100 reviews, or I'm sorry, 100 reviews, 100 orders, you probably don't even have request a review on. All right. So you can actually see this inside of your Helium 10 follow-up. Like here's one of my accounts. Like the ones that I'm tracking, and I'm not requesting a review across the board on this. I'm actually not requesting the review completely, but it's only like 3% here. So like 1 out of every 30 or so, 30 to 40 reviews, I'm getting a rating on. But if I were to actually go in here and look at the product level, some of my products are doing much better than that. That's just my overall account, which I don't even have. I don't even have it on everything. But make sure you're looking at that, guys, because if you start it, you want to know kind of like if it's going to have an effect. It always should have like a few percent effect on your review velocity for sure. Let me look at. I'm actually curious. I'm going to look at like my old July numbers. Yeah, look at July, guys. You guys were looking at what my review rate was just for this month, but look at July where it requested more reviews. I had 130 reviews requested, and look at my request rating to conversion rate, 8%. That's pretty decent. 8%, almost 1 out of every 10 orders, 11 orders or so, I got a review, or a rating, I should say. The keywords tab instead of the products tab. Manny says, according to which criteria does the Amazon recommended rank work? It's not a criteria. That's an actual Amazon data point that we are pulling from. All right. So it's how Amazon scores keywords to a listing. And if you're asking me how does that work on Amazon's side, nobody could tell you other than Amazon itself, and they would never disclose that information. But you got to just use common sense. It's whatever their relevancy kind of like mechanism is, where they just look at how the listing is optimized, and maybe the history of interactions of customers with listings similar to that. If you're to ask anybody, if anybody tells you they know how that works, then they're lying, because none of us know exactly how it works. I mean, there's so many scientific documents that Amazon has published, and you could like look at it and kind of like understand how Amazon is making their algorithms, but there's no like one exact formula where you can just reverse engineer that. Wish I was Mark Cuban says, when checking the Amazon recommended for competitors, should I do this for one competitor product at a time or many competitors product at once? Very good question. The answer is either or. If I just want to look at like, hey, what is the number one guy or gal doing? And that's what we did today. We looked at the number one seller for those acrylic, whatever the heck is, we're looking at shelf dividers or something. We want to maybe reverse engineer what they specifically are doing, because they're just night and day better than the rest of better than the rest of that niche, right? Or maybe there's like 6 or 7 kind of like, very on the same level competitors. I can put all of them in there and then check what is the highest Amazon recommended rank average, meaning that these are 5 top competitors. And by looking at the average, now I know what most of them or what Amazon is finding most of them relevant. Now, I'm glad you brought this up. Why is that beneficial? That's beneficial in itself is because now if their listing optimization is similar, like the main keywords that they're using, and you're using some of the main keywords and your listing optimization and vibe is similar to that one, price point, etc. Well, what does that mean? Now you can almost predict what your Amazon recommended rank is, or how Amazon is going to view your listing relevant if you're using those listings to kind of structure yours. I'm not saying copy the listings. Nobody should ever copy listings. But obviously, if you're in the coffin shelf niche, you're going to do stuff that's similar. Like, hey, I'm going to have the word coffin shelf like 2 or 3 times in my listing. Duh, right? Doesn't mean I'm copying it, but it allows you now to predict that, hey, if I'm using a lot of the same keywords and optimizing my listing around it, I now know that Amazon's probably going to, right off the bat, view me relevant for these, because I can see that Amazon is relevant, or these other listings are relevant to Amazon for it. Okay, so as a reminder, this if you're part of our Serious Sellers Club or Elite members get this too, whether they're part of the Serious Sellers Club or not. You guys get this training every Monday or Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure that you're getting the invites for this. If you're not in our Serious Sellers Club Facebook group and you have at least $500,000 of sales in the last 12 months, make sure hit up customer service. They'll help you get into that Facebook group so you can take advantage of these trainings every week. We've got about, 900 members there in that Facebook group who network with each other throughout the week. And guys, you notice today I'm wearing my my Tokyo shirt. By the time you're watching this, if you're watching this on the podcast, I'll probably be in Tokyo. So next week, I won't be on this call. I'll be in Japan. But September, I'm going to be on the road a lot, guys. So I hope to see you guys at some of the events I am going to be at. Let me get a couple of the next one. The first one that I'm going to be at is going to be in Amazon Accelerate in Seattle. And we're actually going to have a networking social on the 11th. All right. So if you're going to be in Seattle, Amazon 11th through the 14th, make sure to come out to Amazon Accelerate. You Elite members, you've got a workshop on the 11th that you guys can go to. If you're a Serious Sellers Club member, I sent out an email saying a few of you guys I can get on a scholarship to get into that elite training that normally you have to pay $600 for. So make sure to go to the Facebook group and hit me up there if I didn't give you guys a hookup for that. And that's the 11th to the 14th. On September I think it's the 16th. All right, yeah, September the 16th, I'm going to be in Milan, Italy, at an event with Simon. And so if you guys want to attend that, just go to h10.me/Italy. So that's on the 16th. I'll be there. And then after that, after that, I'm going to the Maldives to film episode 500, where I'm going to continue this conversation. I don't think you guys can join me on that, but anybody who wants to, feel free. And then busy October. I'll be seeing you guys hopefully at Amazon Unboxed at the end of the month. That'll be in New York. And then another event I'm doing, let me get the link here for you guys. Hold on. Seller Velocity. There we go. The link is h10.me/velocity. That's another event I'm doing on the 11th in New York City of October. All right, so h10.me/velocity if you guys would like to attend that. And then right after that is Amazon Unbox. And I'll also be in Korea on the October 19th doing an event there, h10.me/K conference. If you guys are in Asia, want to make a quick flight over to Seoul, Korea, h10.me/K conference. So a lot of cool events happening in September and October. I hope to see you guys at one of them. But until then, have a great time, and we'll see you next week on this weekly training. Bye-bye now.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Skyrock cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, tuần theo Link Ten, chương trình Go Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem thêm thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.